The Congress and the BJP are gearing up for the Maharashtra elections, which were announced on Tuesday. A series of meetings were held in the capital. The Congress held a meeting to discuss 84 seats, while BJP CEC meeting on Maharashtra was held as well. It was attended by PM Modi. They deliberated on candidates. Meanwhile, the Mahayuti leaders are likely to meet Home Minister Amit Shah on refining the alliance strategy. Seat-sharing talks are in final phase. According to sources, there is consensus on 240 seats as of now. My colleague Vasudha Venugopal sends us this report.
This is an important meeting because this is also the BJP putting its final stamp of approval on the candidates who would finally be contesting this 288-member assembly. Remember, a huge share of the 288 members will actually go to the BJP, and then, of course, the rest will be divided amongst Eknath Shinde's party, Shiv Sena, and Ajit Pawar-led NCP. Today, I'm told that there were discussions centered around 115 seats. The BJP wants to fight on a lion's share of seats, remember, because in 2019, it was the BJP that won 105 seats, which was the highest amongst all parties. So clearly, the party wants to be a predominant factor here. Eknath Shinde is, of course, the chief minister, and today we saw this collective joint press conference that was addressed by Eknath Shinde and, of course, Ajit Pawar and Devendra Fadnavis. The party is trying to put out a very collective front. Seat-sharing talks are still on. There's no clarity on it, but what we know from sources is that consensus has been, that there is some sort of consensus on at least 240 seats, but there are some seats, especially in Konkan, Marathwada, and also some parts of Vidarbha where there is scope for further discussions. The party wants to ensure that it reaches out to communities, it localizes elections. At the same time, this complete vote share, something that was missing in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, which is why the party, Mahayuti, faced one of its worst setbacks. In fact, BJP faced its worst setback there, and the Maha Vikas Aghadi got 30 out of 48 seats. So that is something that the BJP wants to avoid. Tomorrow is, of course, the CM's conclave, and we are told that the CMs and deputy CMs of NDA, including Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar, could also be meeting Amit Shah there. And of course, the Prime Minister will also be spending half a day in Chandigarh talking about governance. And so tomorrow is going to be an important day. And the first list of the BJP could be expected in the next 2 or 3 days. This is what sources have told NDTV.
Well, the Naib Singh Saini government will be sworn in on Thursday. Naib Singh Saini was, in fact, on Wednesday elected as BJP's legislature party leader in Haryana and will take oath as the Chief Minister for his second term in office. He was chosen as the state legislature party leader during a meeting of the newly elected Haryana BJP MLAs at the party office in Panchkuya. After the swearing-in ceremony, NDA CM's conclave will be held in Chandigarh. Almost all 20 chief ministers of NDA and their deputies will attend the conclave. PM Modi will be there as well.
इतना बड़ा विश्वास जो हरियाणा की जनता ने आज तीसरी बार कंटिन्यूटी के अंदर ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी के ऊपर किया है, ये विश्वास, ये नरेंद्र मोदी जी की नीतियों का विश्वास है, ये नरेंद्र मोदी जी की ही गारंटी है जिसके ऊपर आज हरियाणा ने विश्वास किया है। और ये प्रण हरियाणा के लोगों ने लिया है कि हम मोदी जी के उस संकल्प को 2047 तक जो विकसित राष्ट्र बनाने का संकल्प आदरणीय मोदी जी ने लिया है, उसको आगे बढ़ाने का हम कार्य करेंगे। आप सबको मैं बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं।
On to Jammu and Kashmir now. National Conference Vice President Omar Abdullah was sworn in as the J&K new Chief Minister, and Surinder Kumar Chaudhary, a prominent face from the Jammu region, as the Deputy Chief Minister during a swearing-in ceremony presided over by the Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha in Srinagar. The Congress, which contested the polls as the alliance partner of NC, decided not to join Omar's cabinet. Sources within the Congress indicated the party would instead extend support to the NC-led government from outside. Top India bloc leaders attended the swearing-in today.
I, Omar Abdullah, do swear in the name of God.
Omar Abdullah back as Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir after a decade as he took oath today
as Chief Minister for the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir.
As the first Chief Minister after the region was stripped of its statehood and special status in 2019. there was a show of unity by the India bloc. Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge and Akhilesh Yadav were among top leaders who attended the ceremony.
The same building, Sher-e Kashmir International Convention Center, was turned into a prison after abrogation of Article 370, and same politicians were detained there for almost 6 months or more than 6 months. And today same politicians came back elected as MLA and formed the government.
देखिए उनको मुबारकबाद देने के लिए यहाँ आया हूँ। हमारे को बड़ी खुशी हो गई, हमारी अलायंस पार्टनर के नेता ने आज चीफ मिनिस्टर बना। बहुत दिन के बाद डेमोक्रेसी यहाँ एस्टैब्लिश हुई है।
Five ministers took oath along with the Chief Minister. Omar Abdullah has picked Surinder Chaudhary as his deputy. Chaudhary defeated BJP state president from Naushera in Rajouri. Another Hindu face from Jammu is Satish Sharma, an independent. Another minister from the Jammu region is Javed Rana, an influential tribal leader from Poonch.
हमने अगर वादे किए हैं तो सोच समझ के किए हैं। मेरी लीडरशिप ने सोच समझ के किया है। नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस ने जो मैनिफेस्टो निकाला है उसमें जो वादे किए हैं हम पूरे क्यों नहीं करेंगे, इसलिए तो किए हैं, पूरे करने के लिए किए हैं। और उसके साथ साथ मैं अपने लीडर डॉक्टर फारूक अब्दुल्ला साहब और उमर अब्दुल्ला साहब का शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ। मेरे पास लफ्ज़ नहीं, मेरे परिवार के पास भी नहीं।
Interestingly, the Congress with 6 MLAs did not join the cabinet. The party was offered one ministerial berth, but sources say there was infighting within the Congress over who would fill that post. The Congress eventually took an ideological position, saying they would join the cabinet only when Jammu and Kashmir's statehood is restored.
Not out of the cabinet. It's for the Congress to decide. We've been in discussions with them. So I will not be filling all 9 vacancies in the Council of Ministers. Some vacancies will be kept to be filled going ahead. As I said, we're in talks with the Congress. If all was not well, Kharge ji, Rahul and other senior leaders of the Congress would not be coming here.
और इस डेमोक्रेसी को जिंदा रखने के लिए और संविधान के तहत सरकार चलाने के लिए ये एक मौका मिला है। हम जरूर इसको स्टेटहुड दिला के रहेंगे।
The first challenge before the new government is to strike a fine balance between the sentiment on the ground and its relations with the centre. Before taking oath, Omar Abdullah visited the grave of Sheikh Muhammad Abdullah, an indication that he plans to follow the political ideology of his grandfather. With Nazir Masoodi in Srinagar. Bureau Report, NDTV.
A minor has been taken into custody by the Mumbai police over a series of bomb threats being issued to various airlines since Monday, leading to some flights being diverted, including to a remote airport in Canada. The threats were allegedly issued because the boy wanted to frame one of his friends with whom he had a dispute over money. The 17-year-old, a school dropout from Rajnandgaon in Chhattisgarh, and his father was summoned by the Mumbai police. The teenager allegedly created a handle on social media platform X in the name of the friend with whom he had a dispute and posted bomb threats from it. At least 19 threats have been issued, starting with 4 on Monday. My colleague Radhika gets us this report.
The Mumbai police officials have registered 3 FIRs in connection to hoax bomb threats to airlines case. In connection to the first FIR that was filed on 14th of October, the police have taken a minor, a 17-year-old boy, into custody in connection to a spree of threats received by airlines. On that day, the minor accused had made hoax tweets about bombs in 4 flights, out of which 3 were international flights: Indigo Mumbai to Jeddah, Indigo Mumbai to Muscat, and Air India Mumbai to New York. Due to these threats, 2 flights were delayed, 1 flight cancelled. In fact, the threat message, the police say, were posted from Chhattisgarh, from a village in Chhattisgarh where the minor belonged. Police also, I said, the minor accused had created this Twitter handle in someone else's name, and he wanted to frame this person as the 2 were in a dispute over money. Certainly mischief by a minor leading to countrywide disruptions in flight operations, which is certainly very concerning. An adult related to the accused minor is also being questioned at this point. 2 more FIRs have been registered in addition and investigations are going on to find whether the same boy is involved in the other cases registered by Mumbai police as well, including the ones registered in Delhi. So certainly worrying concerning a 17-year-old minor being taken into custody in connection to this case, to the hoax bomb threats case, to tweets to airlines. In fact, the police at this point trying to understand whether he is the one who had made calls on the other days as well. So investigations are underway on that front.
A real crisis in Indian aviation. 14 flights have faced bomb threats in less than 48 hours. Many have been forced to divert. The government is taking the threats which have come from unverified social media handles seriously. For thousands of impacted passengers, these have been anxious times. For the airlines, mass diversions as a result of hoax calls are financially ruinous. Today, 4 more flights faced bomb threats. Indigo flight 60651, a late-night flight from Mumbai to Delhi, was diverted to Ahmedabad. And again this afternoon, another flight, Akasa QP1335, a flight from Delhi to Bengaluru, which had to return to Delhi. Earlier on in the day, 211 passengers on an Air India flight, which landed in a tiny, desolate Arctic town in northeast Canada, were evacuated by the Royal Canadian Air Force and sent to their original destination, Chicago in the US. In a statement, the Canadian minister said 211 passengers are stranded and the airline Air India hasn't found a solution. Despite great efforts, the city of Iqaluit is not equipped to house these passengers. There have been multiple meetings in Delhi today. The Bureau of Civil Aviation Security is trying to crack down on the fake messages. Sources tell NDTV that some culprits have been identified and the dark web is being monitored. A parliamentary panel that met today has also raised concerns. For now, there's almost no news on the progress of the investigations, though it's clear that according to Indian law, the perpetrators can be put away for life. The Suppression of Lawful Acts Against Safety of Civil Aviation Act 1982 says whoever communicates such information which he knows to be false so as to endanger the safety of an aircraft in flight shall be punished with imprisonment for life. The hoax call crisis is also a nightmare for airlines. Delayed or cancelled flights have a knock-on effect. Flight schedules are impacted, aircraft availability reduced, and airlines sustain a huge financial hit. With Aishwarya Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Time now for a quick break on the show. More on the other side. Stay tuned. Welcome back. The Supreme Court slammed Punjab and Haryana governments, calling them out for failing to act on June 2021 orders to prosecute violators of anti-pollution laws. This as air quality in the national capital has deteriorated. The court seemed to dare the Punjab government to declare itself helpless to deal with multiple violations. The Commission for Air Quality Management, the central government panel that had issued orders to prosecute pollution law violators, was also criticized. It was called a toothless wonder for failing to enforce its own orders, and its members' competence was questioned. The Supreme Court's sharp words on nothing being done to curb farm crop burning has come at a time when over the last few days we are seeing a sharp increase in farm fire incidents in Punjab and Haryana. What we can now do is compare the situation this year and last year. For now, let's stick to the state of Punjab.
What we can now do is compare the situation this year and last year to get a real idea of what the situation is. Let's stick to the state of Punjab for the moment. Let's bring up the first graph because that actually shows you the actual number of farm fires. The blue line is 2022, the red line is 2023, and the green line is 2024. As you can see, in 2022, the total number of fires was 1388. So the blue line, 1238 fires in 2022. In 2023, which is this line, we had a rise. It went up to 1,388 fires. In 2024, the number of fires is 1,113. So that's the good news, because it's considerably lower in this time period between the 15th of September and the 15th of October. But what is important, and this is why we are doing this report, is because from the 9th of October, from here onwards, we can see a sharp spike in the number of farm fires this year. Up until that, just look at it, it was absolutely flat. And the number of farm fires this year was a fraction of what it was in 2022 and 2023. But from the 9th of October, you can see this line go right up over here. And so it's even, almost in that same range, 1,113 fires, 1,238 fires in 2022 and 1,388 fires. So it is now getting to be in that same range. What has taken place from here onwards? But first, let's just cross-check and fact-check this with satellite imagery. And let's bring up the first set of satellite imagery. What we can actually show you is of earlier this month. Now, this is imagery from 2024, just a handful of forest fires. It seemed to be a great year going forward. Compare that with 2023, so many more forest fires, farm fires, I should say, over here. This is Pakistani Punjab. We'll talk about that in a little while. Let's go to the next date. The next date that we have is of the 8th of October. Again, look at 2024. Just a handful of fires in Punjab, these farm fires over here near the Amritsar area. Compare that with this dense number of fires which we had in 2023. So that situation was much better. But let's go to the next couple of images. The next one is on October 11th. Now we see a change in that situation. Remember, it's from the 9th of this month that the situation changed. Many more fires in 2024 than 2023. Let's go to the next set of images as well. On the 12th, again, as we can see, forest fires now, farm fires now spreading out across the north of Punjab, the south of Punjab as well. We'll talk about Haryana in our report tomorrow. That is actually more this year, it appears visually, and this is NASA satellite data, than what it was in 2023. And let's go to the next couple of images. October 13, again, we can see that 2023 and 2024 nearly similar. October 15th, which is the last set of data that we have. In 2023, absolutely nothing. It could have been raining on that day, but this year, so much more. Which brings us to our final graph. And this is the point that we've been trying to make. If we go to the next image, that next image is the graph that we actually started with, which goes to show that from the 9th of October onwards, on this particular date, we've seen this huge rise in the number of farm fires right from here going up, right? It wasn't the case earlier on. So that's a big concern now as we go forward, as we look at the air pollution situation more closely across North India.
Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar has wrapped up the SCO summit in Islamabad, his first visit to Pakistan in nearly a decade. Despite the historic tensions, no bilateral talks took place. Jaishankar's presence underscores India's commitment to regional cooperation amidst ongoing strains over Kashmir and terrorism issues. He thanked Shehbaz Sharif, SCO hosts, for hospitality. He also made a veiled reference about China and Pakistan in his address, saying if trust is lacking or cooperation inadequate, if friendship has fallen short and good neighborliness is missing somewhere, there are surely reasons to introspect and causes to address. My colleague Uma Shankar reports from the SCO summit.
The SCO summit held here in Islamabad has come to an end. The most positive thing about it that during this summit, Pakistan did not make any provocative statement against India, nor did India say anything harsh against Pakistan. However, India laid a lot emphasis on the challenges of terrorism and the need to overcome it. Meanwhile, information is coming out from Pakistani sources that after the SCO meeting, during the lunch hosted by Prime Minister of Pakistan, arrangements were made for Pakistan's Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar and India's Foreign Minister Jaishankar to sit together They were sitting around the same table. A video of it is also there. It can be a formal gesture of parity or protocol, as well as a diplomatic effort to make them sit together. And it is also being reported that on this occasion, informal talks or exchange of words took place between the two foreign ministers. No detailed information has been given about what was discussed, but it is believed that this was a positive initiative from both the sides. EM has also tweeted while going back to India, and he thanked in that tweet, he thanked Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif for warm hospitality. It is worth noting that bilateral talks between the two countries have been closed for a long time. India's condition has been very consistent and clear that India will talk only when Pakistan takes concrete and verifiable strict action against terrorism. Even before coming to Pakistan, Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar had made it clear that he was only going to participate to Pakistan to participate in a SCO meeting.
Moving on to some other news now. In a surprise, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau admitted that his government only provided intelligence and no proof to India over the killing of Khalistani terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Trudeau has testified before the country's foreign interference inquiry. The revelation comes at a time of escalating tensions between India and Canada. Trudeau acknowledged that they were acting on weak evidence. Let's listen into what he had to say. On to some other news. French footballer Kylian Mbappe continued